What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And you need to see this video because, I showed it earlier where Christine Lagarde was talking about CBDCs, right? And how they want to implement that in the Eurozone in October. And what was startling was the kind of information she was spelling out. I mean, it wasn't like, tip top secret, but it's just like confirmation of things we already know. And so I'm going to play this video and I want you to watch. And apparently, according to Glenn Beck, this was a Zoom call with fake President Zelensky. And the person who was actually talking was an AI. And this is what I was stating, a couple weeks ago, that this AI revolution is kind of dangerous. Well, not kind of, is dangerous. The reason being is if it can imitate facial expressions, right? You can use AI to make, the person appear in a video and imitate their voice. How will you know what's real and what's not real? And that's when you see, during the pandemic, you had your quote unquote sources of truth. And so when you start seeing all these fake videos come out, you won't know what to believe as real or not real. And there'll need to be some kind of verification for that. So you see how you get into a very, very dangerous situation. And this is one of the things that we have to look at moving forward. But anyways, watch this video kind of in recap of what we've talked about in the past.
And speaking of that, there was somebody that did a fake interview and was posing as Vladimir Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, and got the European Central Bank president, Christine Lagarde, on this video conference, and they were talking. Now remember, one of them is AI. One of them is a fake, individual. Not the president of Ukraine, is not the president of Ukraine, but she didn't know it. Here's a little piece of that conversation.
There are many protests in Europe against the electronic euro. No, the problem is they don't want to be controlled. They don't want to.
Yeah, but you know what? Now we have in Europe this threshold above 1,000 euros. You cannot pay cash. If you do, you are on the grey market. So you take your risk. You get caught, you are fined, or you go in jail. But the digital euro is going to have a limited amount of control. There will be control. You're right. You're completely right. We are considering whether for very small amounts, anything that is around 300, 400 euros, we could have a mechanism where there is zero control. But that could be dangerous. The terrorist attacks on France back 10 years ago were entirely financed by those very small anonymous credit cards that you can recharge in total anonymity.
Got it? So anyone who says that digital currency is not coming, you're mistaken.
It is coming. And so I think that's something we have to keep in mind. And folks, it's not going to get any easier from now. So you have to make decisions. What do I talk about every single day? I don't say it every day, but the theme is food, water, property. You got to make sure you can at least cover your bases because we're heading into a famine. Make no mistake. I've covered endlessly these green energy bills that are limiting farmers and stopping them from using fertilizer because they're trying to meet these goals. We're not producing as much as we used to. So you've got to be prepared. Apparently, Baltimore mayor imposes indefinite curfew following 200-person mob fight and shooting of 2 young teens. Be careful out there, folks. I know if you have kids or anything like that, them being in the streets is the last thing you want because society right now, morality is just out of whack, and anything can happen to these young people, and they're being controlled and possessed by what they watch and what they hear, and it's ruining their intellectual capabilities. Here's a massive eruption of a volcano in Russia's far eastern peninsula. I mean, this is insane. Just look at that massive cloud of smoke. I mean, it's breathtaking, to say the least. Thought that'd be cool to show you all. To finish this off, this is the footage of a fire that began in a recycling processing facility in Indiana. Looks like the smoke is being carried into Ohio. Jeez, Ohio, poor Ohio. But without further ado, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. It's Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.